Thank you for your interest in attending a free skin cancer screening. The American Academy of Dermatology's member physicians have been providing free skin cancer screenings to the public since 1985. As a result of this public health initiative, thousands of lives have potentially been saved by detecting skin cancers in their earliest stage and educating the public about the importance of skin cancer prevention and detection. A screening can take place at any time of the year and at any type of venue. Depending on the setup, some screenings may only be able to provide a visual inspection of exposed areas of skin. Since this is a brief medical exam, you will need to complete a screening form, providing us with your name, address, and phone number, as well as other demographic and family history information. Gathering information enables the Academy to learn why people are seeking a skin exam and other useful information for research purposes. The forms are compliant with the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, so only the top copy of the form, the one that goes to the doctor, contains your name, address, and telephone information. You will see that the bottom two copies have this identifiable information blocked out. When the doctor sees you for the screening, he or she will usually ask you if there is a specific mole or skin lesion that concerns you. In addition, he or she will examine as much of your skin as possible. Since this screening venue has privacy, a full body examination is offered. However, it is important to know that not all screening locations can offer this much privacy. The dermatologist will carefully look at your skin for any possible signs of skin cancer. The doctor will tell you if there are any moles or lesions, which you should watch carefully or have removed. At a skin cancer screening, there is no blood taken, no urine samples, and no blood pressure measured. It is simply a visual inspection of the skin. If you have a suspicious lesion, the doctor will indicate on your screening form the exact location of the lesion and the suspected diagnosis, as well as indicating if he or she recommends that it be biopsied. Upon completion of the screening, you will be given a copy of your screening form for your records, and you will be given several public educational materials about skin cancer and sun safety. If you have a suspicious lesion, it is important that you make an appointment with your doctor right away. If your screening results were fine, you should examine your skin using the same visual technique the doctor used on a regular basis. If you see anything new or changing, make an appointment with your doctor. Otherwise, it is recommended to get a skin cancer screening by your physician or at a free screening sponsored by the Academy once a year. You can also visit the Academy's website at melanomamonday.org and download a body mole map to help you keep track of your moles. Thank you for your interest in learning more about skin cancer screenings. Remember, early detection of skin cancer is key. To find a screening in your area, visit aad.org or call 1-888-462-DERM.
I was only 20 when I was diagnosed with stage 2 melanoma, a deadly form of skin cancer. I was fortunate. My dermatologist caught my melanoma early enough to treat it. But since my diagnosis, I am left with an 8-inch scar across my back, and I have had 24 additional surgeries to remove suspicious lesions. I am confident that I know how I got melanoma. Even though my mom told me that tanning beds were dangerous, I felt so much peer pressure to be tan that I kept tanning until I was diagnosed with melanoma. I started tanning when I was 17, exposing my skin to harmful ultraviolet light radiation. I started tanning 8 minutes once a week and ended up 4 times a week for 25 minutes per visit. Looking back, I wish I had listened to my mother when she tried to tell me that tanning was bad. But like most teens, I didn't listen to my parents. If one of my friends had told me about the dangers of tanning, I might have been more receptive and not risked my health. I don't want anyone to go through what I did. I want teens to know how preventable skin cancer is and that avoiding tanning is key.
I thought indoor tanning was safe.
They said their tanning rays were less likely to cause a sunburn.
What you need to know is UV light from indoor tanning can cause
premature aging, including wrinkles, sagging, and age spots.
So instead of making you look cool, it can make you look old.
And even worse, UV light can increase your risk of skin cancer, including melanoma, the deadliest form of skin cancer.
especially when exposed at an early age.
And treatment can be surgery, and sometimes even chemotherapy and radiation.
In fact, current estimates are that 1 in 5 Americans develop skin cancer.
And 1 person dies from melanoma about every hour.
I don't want to be one of them.
I don't want to be one of them.
I don't want to be one of them.
This message brought to you by the American Academy of Dermatology.
I'm telling you, indoor tanning is not as safe as you think. In fact, indoor tanning is totally out.
I was in training camp for the Minnesota Wild in the fall of 2003, and it was just a routine physical, and the doctor saw a black-looking mole on my back and thought it should be taken off, and it was taken off and sent in and came back with malignant melanoma, and that's how I found out. I had a few surgeries. They went in and they took out, after the initial surgery of the mole, they went in and took out probably a 3-inch diameter circle around the mole and took that out, and then did what's called a sentinel node biopsy and took out 2 lymph nodes from my upper arm area. And those results came back and they found out the cancer had spread to the lymph nodes. I mean, just the fact that skin cancer happened to me, a pretty unlikely candidate, a guy who doesn't spend much time in the sun or never had a history of it in their family. It can happen, and if you can, take measures to prepare yourself not to get it, I mean, it's as easy as putting sunscreen on when you're going to be out for a length of period of time in the sun, and it's not very hard, and if it can save you, health problems down the road, I mean, there's no reason not to. If you do see an unusual mole or anything on your body that's not looking right, it's not hard to have somebody take a look at, and it can definitely help you.
Yeah, I think everything's good. Don't be stupid with your skin, it's the only skin you're in. Know what's good and bad to do, find the right and wrong for you. It's time you learn what it's about, 'cause indoor tanning is out. UV lamps from a tanning bed, they can turn your skin beet red. Wrinkles come from the UV light, and age spots make you a frightful sight. With UV light, it gets worse. Skin cancer is a wicked curse. Don't be the one that's tan and dead. Use your brain, use your head, it's time you learn what it's about, 'cause indoor tanning is out. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
The reason it took so long to diagnose it and to realize that this mole was really something was because I didn't think it could be. We thought there was no way. I was too young and it's nothing. And at 16, to hear that you might not live, it's unbelievable. You look at this mole on your skin, or you look at like a mole on your arm or something, and you don't realize that that mole has roots and it goes deep into your skin. I mean, when they removed the mole that was on my chest, it was big, and you don't realize that they have to remove that much skin and that much tissue to get out that mole. And then once then, it had already spread. So after they've taken more tissue, I have a hole in my chest pretty much, and I had to, have stitches. You're essentially burning your skin, and that damage that causes to your skin is, when you get older, you're going to have wrinkles, and it's going to make you look older, and sunspots. And so what makes you beautiful now, you think, is actually going to make you look older and less attractive when you grow up a little. I think first your beauty comes from within, but as cheesy as that sounds, tanning comes in a bottle nowadays, and you can just lotion yourself up and the next day have a nice bronze tan, and that's something, occasionally I do like to have a tan.
Recently, we in the E Street Band lost a band member. Our organ player and lifelong friend, Danny Federici, died of melanoma, the deadliest of all skin cancers. He asked me to give you this message. Be aware of the dangers of the sun. Take precautions and have yourself checked out regularly by a dermatologist.
The Danny Fund and the Melanoma Research Alliance exist to fund research that will provide treatments and cures.
We miss Danny every day, and we always will.
Here's a quick lesson on how to perform a skin cancer self-examination. Examine your body front and back in the mirror, then right and left sides with arms raised. Bend elbows and look carefully at forearms, upper underarms, and palms. Look at the backs of your legs and feet, the spaces between your toes, and on the sole of each foot. Examine the back of your neck and scalp with a hand mirror. Part hair for a closer look. Finally, check your back and buttocks with a hand mirror. The ABCDEs of melanoma detection can help you look for danger signs and pigmented lesions of the skin. Consult your dermatologist immediately if any of your moles or pigmented spots exhibit any of the following characteristics. A. Asymmetry. One half unlike the other half. B. Border. Irregular, scalloped, or poorly circumscribed border. C. Color. Varied from one area to another, shades of tan and brown, black, sometimes white, red, or blue. D. Diameter. While melanomas are usually greater than 6 millimeters in diameter, the size of a pencil eraser, when diagnosed, they can be smaller. If you notice a mole different from others, or which changes, itches, or bleeds, even if it is small, you should see a dermatologist. And E. Evolving. A mole or skin lesion that looks different from the rest, or is changing in size, shape, or color. Be sun smart and protect yourself from the sun. Sun exposure is the most preventable risk factor for all skin cancers, including melanoma. You can have fun in the sun and decrease your risk of skin cancer by using the following tips. Generously apply a broad-spectrum water-resistant sunscreen with a sun protection factor, SPF, of at least 30 to all exposed skin. Broad spectrum provides protection from both ultraviolet A, UVA, and ultraviolet B, UVB rays. Reapply approximately every 2 hours, even on cloudy days, and after swimming or sweating. Wear protective clothing, such as a long-sleeve shirt, pants, a wide-brimmed hat, and sunglasses where possible. Seek shade when appropriate, remembering that the sun's rays are strongest between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. If your shadow is shorter than you are, seek shade. Protect children from sun exposure by playing in the shade, wearing protective clothing, and applying sunscreen. Use extra caution near water, snow, and sand as they reflect the damaging rays of the sun, which can increase your chance of sunburn. Get vitamin D safely through a healthy diet that may include vitamin supplements. Don't seek the sun. Avoid tanning beds. Ultraviolet light from the sun and tanning beds can cause skin cancer and wrinkling. If you want to look like you've been in the sun, consider using a sunless self-tanning product, but continue to use sunscreen with it. Check your birthday suit on your birthday. If you notice anything changing, growing, or bleeding on your skin, see a dermatologist. Skin cancer is very treatable when caught early. Check the Academy's website for the latest list of sun protective products that meet the stringent criteria of the AAD seal of recognition.